Hey guys! So if you aren't already aware, every single month we host a chat with the author of our OwlCrate book picks, and it's a lot of fun. We used to do it on Twitter, but recently we have switched over to doing it on Instagram Live, just because we thought it'd be a lot more fun to do it face-to-face with the author, and we were right. And another fun thing about using this other platform is that we can now share these chats with you here on YouTube. So this past weekend we had the pleasure of chatting with Ashley Poston, author of Heart of Iron, and it was an absolute blast.
It was super fun. We could not be more pleased with how it went.
Yes.
So if you end up enjoying this video and want to join in live on Instagram next time, we will be talking to Amanda Foodie, author of Ace of Shades, on May 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll leave all the details to that in the description down below. It's gonna be super fun.
Yes, so we're so excited.
So without further ado, let's get to the chat.
Hey!
We are live.
Hey guys! Hi!
How are you? This is so exciting. It's our first ever OwlBabble here on Instagram.
Yes.
We're just gonna wait a couple minutes for lots of people to come join us and to wait for Ashley.
Yeah. There she is.
There we go. See if we got this framing right.
Hi! I'm trying to get a crown on my head, but it's not working too well. There we go.
Pretty. I'm just gonna turn up the volume a little bit. Sorry.
It's fine.
There we go.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
We're good.
We're good. We're a little bit nervous.
Same.
But excited. And nervous excited.
It'll be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited.
There we go. I think that's good. Okay, so I guess it's fun. We should kind of explain to the people what's happening here.
Yeah.
So we have been hosting OwlBabble on Twitter for over a year, and we decided we wanted to do it on Instagram so we could actually like talk face to face.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna ask you and everybody watching and ourselves.
Yeah, we'll answer too.
Some fun questions about inspired by Heart of Iron.
Yeah.
Sounds perfect. I'm so excited.
And for everybody watching, there won't be any spoilers discussed in the chat, so if you haven't had a chance to read Heart of Iron yet, don't fret, don't leave us. You can definitely still participate.
Ashley, did you want to kind of explain Heart of Iron in a nutshell?
Well, it's basically it's Anastasia in space. So,
That's an accurate description.
Yeah.
yeah, going for the Lost Princess trope, leave for the robot romance.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
No, not leave. Stay for the robot romance. Don't leave for it. Stay.
We know what you meant. So we are going to be doing a giveaway of an OwlCrate box at the end of the chat. So if you're watching, we will be randomly picking a comment and we'll post a updated story after the chat is over. If you have won, there's only one little stipulation. It's international, except we don't ship to Mexico, Peru, or Iran.
Unfortunately.
Sorry. So if you live there, if you randomly live in those places, we're really sorry.
So stay to the end of the chat for the giveaway. But yeah, I guess we can just get into the first question.
And so the last question tonight is going to be all questions that people can ask Ashley questions.
Yeah.
So we'll get that to those at the end of the chat. But to start, we can just get into the fun ones.
Yes.
All right. So
Yay.
the first, you ready?
I think so.
Okay. So the first question is, may the stars keep you steady and the iron keep you safe is an important phrase within Heart of Iron. What is one of your favorite quotes?
In Heart of Iron?
Yeah. Or just any bookish quote, any quote.
Yeah. We're not picky.
I like the quote, and it's not too spoilery. He would miss her more than Iron and Stars.
Yeah.
So,
well, we had a live show in our book club group talking about Heart of Iron yesterday, and we got emotional.
Yeah. And for the record, I also just want to say, like, the phrase that you came up with in the book is just so catchy, and I can already like anticipate people making like cool merch or something with that on it because it's just so beautiful and fun.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it was like it just kind of came to me one day. I was like building the world, and I was like, wait, this would be really cool because they're all like they all use stars for navigation, so why not?
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I love it.
Me too.
It's one of like it's just so cool how it's like reoccurring throughout the book as well.
But one of my favorite quotes of all time is actually from The Princess Bride.
Nice.
It is her heart was a secret garden and the walls were very high.
Oh, that's nice too.
That's really lovely.
It is.
Do you want to share yours, Scott?
Sure. Corey didn't think of a quote herself. That's right. And mine's kind of sad, but I like sad things. So mine is, if you're going to live, you might as well do painful, brave, and beautiful things, which is from The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. So it's kind of sad, but like also motivating in a way.
Oh, that's so good. I love it so much.
So hopeful.
Yeah. And now we'll read, if you guys want to answer and tell us some of your favorite quotes, we'll read them out. Let's see. Just seeing if anyone's already answered.
I also really like the quote from Howl's Moving Castle. She likes my spark. I think it's only in the Ghibli film, but like if I could get that tattooed, I would.
That's such an amazing movie.
Yeah, that's such a good scene as well.
Like a heart's a heavy burden. I love that quote so much.
You got a lot of good ones memorized. I like panicked. So it's like I don't know anything.
I mean, like, okay, so I actually have like a quote book where I will go through and I will like write down the quotes in books that I really love. So I have like an entire journal just full of quotes that I love.
That's smart.
That's very smart.
Whereas I'm like, go to Goodreads. What's a book I like?
Yeah. Okay, so some of the quotes that people are posting is remember that you are a wolf and you cannot be caged, which is from A Court of Wings and Ruin, I believe.
That's a popular one, yeah.
That's a good one.
We have a quote from Robbie Reeds that says, "Those who don't believe in magic will never find it."
Aww. Is that from Robbie?
Is that from Harry Potter? I don't know. Or J.K. Rowling, maybe?
Maybe?
We have a quote from Shar Owls, which is "Live a life worth dying for," which is from Illuminate. So that's pretty good.
Oh gosh, that entire series. I couldn't read
know.
sci-fi while I was writing Heart of Iron, and then I just blew through the entire series. I was like, how can anyone live up to that? I was
They're pretty special books.
Good motivation there for sure.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I've just finished Obsidian and can't believe it's over.
I haven't read it yet because I'm in the midst of editing Soul of Stars and I don't like to like cross-pollinate. So I'm like leaving, I'm like waiting to get to it after I finish editing. So it's like on my shelf, like in the TBR section. Just like
staring at you.
That's a good idea to do that though, when you're in the process of writing and editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you like don't want to like accidentally like yank something, and the same thing with like songs. I can't listen to music while I write, even though I love making playlists.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you just like find lyrics hidden in your work or something.
Yeah, it's just like live like you were that. Wait, that's not.
This is familiar.
Baby got back. What's that from?
Yeah, exactly. Should we go on to the next question?
Sure.
Okay, so question 2 is Heart of Iron is a super fun science fiction story. We need more YA science fiction, in my opinion. And so can you recommend to us another sci-fi book that had you on the edge of your seat?
I really enjoyed Whole Metal Girls by Emily Skrutsky.
I've never heard of that, I think.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
It is so good. She wrote The Abyss Surrounds Us and the sequel to it, which are also really good, but Whole Metal Girls was fantastic. It was everything that I wanted like hard sci-fi to be.
Nice. It sounds like something you would
like. I actually went for an adult sci-fi title with mine, and that's The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin.
Ooh, yes, it's so good.
It's so good. I recently read it, and just like, I'm like, every single page is like, this is so masterfully written. It is so good and so much fun and sad, but fun also.
Yeah. Have you read Bindi?
I love Binti. I haven't read the last one yet, but
it's so good. I love it so much.
And I think like if you're new to adult sci-fi, I think Binti is such a good place to start because it's
really is.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try that.
Yeah, it's only like 90 pages long or something.
I'm
It's really
admittedly
short.
not like a big sci-fi reader, so but the few sci-fi books that I've read, I've really enjoyed. So I think I just need to broaden my horizons. But one that I read really recently that was just so messed up but in a fun way was The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James, which is like about a girl who has grown up and lived on a spaceship alone since she was 11. And some really twisted things happen. But that's like, if there's anybody watching who like wants to get into sci-fi, I think that would be a really good one, because like I read it in just a few hours. It was really fast. And
that one's not out in America yet, right?
Yeah, that one has been published in the UK, but not here until July, I think.
Yeah.
Look out for it. Let's see, did anybody else have some?
Oh, Brightly Burning by Alexa Dunn.
Oh, I recently read the arc of that one too, and that was, I love Jane Eyre, so it's Jane Eyre in space, so
yeah. You enjoyed that.
I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, this is pretty great. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice ride.
It was, and it's just like so much. It doesn't take itself too seriously.
Which is good, because when you're doing like a retelling in space, like there's a certain like camp to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I definitely am into the in the space retellings.
Yes, me too. And I like the ones that lean more fantasy than hard sci-fi, because I myself I love space fantasy. Like just give me Jupiter Ascending. I rag on it all the time. I don't understand half of it. Why do beasts sense royalty? I do not get it. But just give me all of the space fantasy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I think we're seeing a little bit more of it, especially in YA now, and I'm excited for that trend, for sure.
Yeah.
Me too.
So some of the other titles that people are mentioning in the comments are Dare Mighty Things, which is like, I've read that one and I really enjoyed that too. We have Ender's Game, bit of a classic.
Classic, that one, yeah.
Very much so.
Cinder, another like YA classic anyways. Honor of Thieves by Rachel Kane and Anne Aguirre. Might be saying that wrong, but that one came out pretty recently, I think, maybe in February.
I just listened to the audiobook of that one. The audiobook's really, really good.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Highly recommend.
Audiobooks.
We have The Search for Wandla.
Oh, that's a middle grade. I think I've heard really good things about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got lots.
Yeah, that's some really good. We're gonna keep this. Can you rewatch the comments from these videos?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So if you want to come back later and look for, if people watching want more recommendations, you can come back to the comments after the video's over.
There's a lot of comments flying through here.
Yeah. I'm like seeing all the comments and I'm like, oh my gosh, all of these are so good. I want to have
exactly.
Yeah. Awesome.
I guess there's a sequel to Heart of Iron. Someone just asked that question, and yes, there is. It's called Soul Stars.
There better be with that ending, Ashley.
Yeah.
We're excited. And I think you have a different experience too, because you have to read them so early.
I do.
You have to wait for so long to find out what happens.
Yeah, like I probably
I can
read
send
Heart
you
of
an
Iron.
early draft.
Sure. I won't say no. But yeah, it is funny because like I probably read Heart of Iron. I don't know when it would have been exactly. Like probably last summer would have been the time that I read it for the first time.
Oh man.
So it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. And it's like really funny because especially towards the end, there are like two scenes that changed a lot between the arc and the final. And those scenes are really pivotal for Soul Stars. So I'm like, oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, because I think when I read it, it wasn't even in arc form. It was like in a bound manuscript form. It was that long ago.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that must have been like back in June or July. Back when I was having these commissioned.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It's not the easiest way to read books.
No, it feels cool, but it's
But you get them so early. Like it's just like I want. There's so many books that I want that are like announced that won't be like available for years, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a perk of OwlCrate, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to question 3. We're trying to mind the time just because we don't want to cut you off.
Yeah.
We want to leave some time at the end so people can ask you all sorts of questions. Okay, so question 3 is, if you were trapped in a spaceship with one other person or character, who would you pick?
Living, dead, fictional.
Whatever you want.
Wide open.
You know,
My own characters or any characters?
any. I picked one of yours.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I would not pick any of mine. Not a single one, except for maybe Sage and Gigarella. I would pick Sage and Gigarella, but no, I would probably say Sophie from Housekeeping Castle. She's resourceful. She knows what she's doing. She never gives up. So if we're straight out of space station, she's going to try and find a way out.
She's good with weird.
Yeah, she's no nonsense as well.
She's very no nonsense. So
yeah, that's fine. I went very literal with this. I'm like, I need somebody who can fly a spaceship.
Stupid Jackson, you.
Yeah. Yeah, and then for mine, I just kind of assumed that we know how to fly the ship. So I was just going off of like personality alone.
Right.
And I decided to pick Gansey from the Raven Boys.
Okay.
Yeah. Mostly because I was like, we'll have good conversations as we're stuck on this ship, and I feel like if anything went wrong, he would keep his head about him, and
That's true.
yeah. So that's mine.
No offense, but like Jax would abandon you in like 2 seconds flat. Like if he had the chance, he'd be like, "You know what?
But it's stuck with me."
Jax is fine out here."
Yeah. Well, I can't even drive a car, so I would like it. I'm not flying no spaceship.
Yeah.
Well, Jax is good for that at least. He might not be great for sticking around, but he's great for literally everything else.
That's
Yeah.
okay. I like being alone. We don't have to talk.
That's true.
Oh, he will talk with you.
He'll probably make me cry, but
he would never make anyone cry on purpose.
on purpose. That's true.
Oh my gosh, we have so many fun answers for this. We have Chewbacca.
He's such a good one too. He's so furry. You could braid his hair for hours. Oh man.
Yeah. You'll never be bored. We've got Kaylee from Firefly, which I haven't watched Firefly.
I haven't watched Firefly either.
She would be great. I would also like to be on a ship with her. She would be fantastic.
Something I need to watch.
We have some more like actual people: Scarlett Johansson and Emma Watson.
Fair.
Cool.
Fair.
Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, what like kid Groot, teenage Groot, adult Groot?
That I don't know. They didn't specify, but that's a good point.
You wouldn't have very many enlightening conversations.
You wouldn't want teenage Groot. He's quite
No. I'm gonna send him out an airlock very quickly.
Bye, Groot.
Bye.
Oh, another person said Gansey as well. Cool. Oh, and Rhysand from A Court of Thorns and Roses.
I'm surprised that
I knew his name would come up. Crest from the Lunar Chronicles. That's a very valid choice, I would say.
She understands what it's like to be on a spaceship alone, so why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, she's got this.
She'd probably be very happy for the company. Yeah, a couple people said her.
Lots of people saying Chris.
Yeah. Lots of
it's,
Firefly.
I don't know if I'd ever, like, that question, like, if you're trapped in a room with somebody, who would it be? It's like, but what are you going for? It's like, I don't want to be trapped in a room with anybody.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to, like, have, like, a romance with this person, or do you want to
Yeah.
survive? Like, which one?
I was going with, like, friendship and survival. But
That's
I was just, yeah, no, I
have
want
a glorious death.
full on survival.
full on survival. Well, should we keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like people are going to have lots of questions at the end. So, question 4 is, if you could program a robot to do anything for you, what would you want it to do?
Write my books for me.
Oh, sneaky.
I have so many deadlines, y'all. I have so many deadlines.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But no, like to be honest, I wouldn't mind a robot who does nothing but give my cat pets. Like, pet my cat.
That would be handy, now that you mention it.
Yeah. Corey has like a super clingy cat, so like she can't read or do anything without him like crawling all over. So like if he had some attention elsewhere,
It would be make my life a lot more attractive.
Paprika is the same exact way. Like, I had to go buy a catnip plant to entertain her while I'm doing this.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
The things we do.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than having a cat who's really mean.
That's true.
Yeah, true. I have had one of those too, and they're
what would your robot do, Cor?
I just like went really basic with this answer, but my biggest annoyance is probably dishes. So I would just love a robot. Like, I even have a dishwasher and I still find it annoying. I want a robot to load my dishwasher.
You don't know how good you have it.
I know.
And I went not very exciting, but to buy my groceries, I find like I turn into a toddler when I go to the grocery store, and I come home with like
groceries.
dinosaur chicken nuggets, and I'm like, I get home and I'm like, why did I buy this?
because your soul was like, I need this to have like supreme happiness, and then you eat them and you're like, I am happy right now.
Yeah.
I'm a 30-year-old living alone eating dinosaur chicken nuggets.
You can do whatever.
You know, it's fine. I still blow up like those like marshmallow peeps in the microwave. So
why wouldn't you? But yeah, that's like, I feel like people can come up with really good ideas for robots to do for them.
Yeah,
but like
ours are just so basic.
Go buy my groceries. I need some healthy food.
yeah.
Someone said a robot that brings me coffee, tea, and chocolate.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wouldn't say no to that robot.
Yeah.
I think you could get Di to do that. Just because it's such a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Someone said a robot that will turn the pages of my book for me.
I mean, you could multitask more then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could.
You could like read and then also like read something else, and you could just
Whoa.
you could double read.
Yeah.
Lots of people said different forms of housework.
Yeah.
Laundry.
Adulting is hard.
Cleaning up when my pets throw up.
Oh, that's a good one. That's That's the worst part of having a pet.
Litter scooping. Another good one.
Thanks, robot.
Yeah.
No,
Poor robots.
They're fine. These aren't sentient robots. They're just robots.
Yeah.
Poor can openers.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna. I was telling Cork. Do you see EOS? Is that what you call?
EOS, yeah.
He's my favorite character. I just love him so much. He's so endearing.
I love like my favorite parts in Heart of Iron are the interactions between DO9 and EOS.
Yeah. It's so funny. The love-hate relationship going on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And in the sequel, there are so many more. It's not a spoiler at all.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like it's so much fun.
Yeah, they're just it's so cute. I didn't know I find a robot cute.
I know. Oh.
There's some people agreeing that EOS is one of their faves too.
Yeah. I mean, EOS is like a dog, and I am
exactly.
Totally.
A dog with like a useful dog.
A useful dog that might be a MacGuffin. So.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go on to the next question, and that is question 5, and that is Jax is able to read people's stars, which is kind of like telling somebody's future. If someone offered to tell you your future, would you want to know?
Considering that's basically what Soul Stars is about, no.
Yeah. I'm the same. I don't want to know. Nope.
I said no as well.
Yeah. I would rather not know, and I hate that Jax knows.
Yeah.
It's just like, because there's always it's a 50-50 chance that it's going to be bad news.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and if it's bad, it's like just the anxiety of like, okay, well, how's this going to come to be? And then you probably just end up like not leaving your house ever because you'd be so scared.
And then you wonder if you can change it. And then if changing it, like what happens if you do change it? Will something else go wrong? So
it's like
I don't know.
Like the Adam Silvera book, they both die at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing what's coming can be difficult.
Yeah, I think I'm good with the mystery of life, thanks.
Yeah. I can't even like talk about that book. Like I'm still mad at Adam.
Oh,
I'm forever mad at Adam.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, I think we all are.
We have quite mixed opinions in the comments. Lots of people said no, but then people are like, yes, if they could tell me if it was good or bad.
But that's so if you feel like if it's bad news, don't tell me. But if it's good news, tell me.
Yeah. We
I
have
wouldn't want to know the good news either, though. Because, like, I would want to be surprised that it's good news.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. I think I'm sticking with my answer.
I think you're right. There's just... I'm an anxious enough person as it is. I don't need to know what's happening.
Same. I always read, like, the last page of a book first because I'm so anxious to how it ends. I have to know how it ends first.
I could never. We have our customer service woman, Crystal, always does that, too. Well, I don't know if she always does it. But
like, with mystery novels, she'll read the last sentence.
And it's like, Crystal, what are you doing?
Why? It's like, but you want to know what happened so that you're prepared for the feels. But even then, like, the last page usually doesn't tell you much.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, things have usually wrapped up by that point. Usually.
Still, I can't do it. I can't make myself read the last page.
Yeah.
People are still pretty mixed on the...
Yeah, just, people saying if you can change the future, then things could get even scarier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We do.
I keep, like, hearing these, like, dangly things, like, clicking, and so I just keep on, like wiggling my head, just, like, listening to them. I'm sorry.
It's a very pretty crown.
It is.
Tiara? Crown?
I got it for a medieval cosplay when I went to the Renaissance Fair last year.
Fun.
So
that's very nice.
Very cool.
All right. Let's see. Question 6. Heart of Iron is often described, as you said, as Anastasia in space. Shout out another book that features the lost princess trope. We realize there's quite a lot of these as I Googled it.
But there's also a lot that spoil the book. So
yeah,
we
have to be careful.
yeah, I'm trying to think of one that doesn't spoil the book. Oh, A Princess of Thorns.
I haven't read that one.
Me neither.
It's by Stacey J. I think it came out like 4 years ago, but it has all of my favorite tropes in it. It has like the lost princess. It has she dresses up as a boy and she falls in love with like a dude, and the dude like falls in love with her as a dude, and it's just it's everything that I love.
That's fun.
Yeah, that does sound pretty fun. Which one did I write down? Oh yeah, I just wrote down the Lunar Chronicles, but I didn't want to say which book because I thought that would give it away. But there's definitely Lost Princess within the Lunar Chronicles by Stephanie Meyer.
That's a fun series.
Yeah.
And I went with one that's definitely not spoiler because she intentionally lost.
Yeah.
And that's The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson.
Oh yeah, I haven't read those yet, but I've been meaning to. They're on my shelf.
The first book in particular is super fun because you don't like know which dude is which. Like you don't know who's the prince and who's the thief, and it's really fun. Those books are really fun.
Yeah, and it kind of like it's just like it keeps your brain like guessing the whole way through. And
I think I changed my mind about who is who. Like, 10
many times.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to read it. Like it's on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very long list.
I have so many books. Yeah, I want to read them all.
Like I think all of the ones on this side, they are all TBRs. Like all of them.
Yeah, we think we both have extensive TBRs too.
We know that feeling.
But someday.
Someday we'll get to them.
Yeah. Don't know when, but someday.
So we've got a few good ones. We have Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian, Tangled and Rapunzel, which is like very true.
Yeah.
Rise of Fire by Sophie Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people saying The Lunar Chronicles, of course.
Yeah.
Lots of people saying Kiss of Deception.
Throne of Glass is kind of this too.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. But no spoilers.
No spoilers whatsoever.
I'm sure most people have read that by now, but
yeah.
I mean,
Little Princess. Classic.
Oh, yeah. I'm like looking at my books to see if I can find any other ones
I know.
that I really like.
There were so many, but
there are so many. But
yeah,
I mean, and there's also a lot of like contemporary ones where the main character doesn't realize that like she's she's the inheritor of some sort of like fortune. Like I know in yeah. So
yeah, that's true.
I like this.
It's a trope that I really enjoy.
You know what? And like, if they like people hear the word trope and they brings a negative thing into their mind, but
Yeah,
they exist for a reason. It's because they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, the reason I wrote Heart of Iron was because I really like the Lost Princess trope. And so I wrote a story based on the Lost Princess trope. And then someone looked at me and they're like, you realize that's basically Anastasia in space, right? And I was like, you're not wrong. Let's, like, throw in Rasputin without him being Rasputin and take away some of the, like, the bats and the...
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about the movie Anastasia this morning. How about you both love it?
Yeah.
I think I snuck in 2 references to the movie, into Heart of Iron, but.
Ooh, now I'm like curious.
What did I get?
I can like tell you the throwaway lines because they don't spoil anything.
Yeah,
go for it.
Yeah, one is and one little girl got away. I love that entire refrain in the dark of the night. Yeah. And then there's another lyric from In the Dark of the Night in like the back 50 pages of the book.
Oh, nice.
I didn't pick up on that.
I love that song though.
Yeah.
I can tell you so much about that song. Like, how is Jim Cummings like singing for the voice of the guy who played like the speaking parts of Rasputin, and Jim Cummings also did like Winnie the Pooh, and like Ray from The Princess and the Frog. And sorry, I love Jim Cummings, and he also did Tigger too.
Talented.
Yeah. And he also did the singing voice for Scar in
What?
Yeah, it wasn't Jeremy Irons. It was Jim Cummings.
That's crazy.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
It's quite a range you have going on there.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, sorry, fangirl for a second.
That's good. We do this often.
Yes, we do.
All right. So this is kind of the last like silly fun question, and then we'll get into some questions from the people.
Yes.
Okay.
And that question is, if you could have the coordinates that would lead you to any fictional world, where would you like them to take you?
I would actually probably want to go to Eros in Heart of Iron. I mean, just because like I've like thought about it for 6 years, and it's just like that's the place I'd want to go to see how bad it was.
That's a good point, because I guess like in your head you know so much about that place.
Yeah.
And like Eros and like the moon, Luna, and then Iliad, the other planet, and then Circe's. It's just there's I want to go to the Iron Kingdom just so I can see how bad it actually is, and then leave.
and leave. The option to leave. Yeah. It's funny because when we were looking at this, we're like, you know what? Pretty much every fictional world has something I don't want in it, including even our real world has a lot of stuff I don't want in it. But I wrote the Londons from A Darker Shade of Magic.
Oh, yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah.
I wish I had thought of that.
That's almost like 4 places three and a half kind of in one. That's like a cheating answer.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
But I think Red London would be like super fun to explore.
It would be if you didn't like die.
Yeah, for sure. You need be friends with that crew, I think.
Yeah.
And of course, if I had a letter in the coordinates to Hogwarts, I would totally crash a party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like, Muggle in the house.
Yeah, exactly. I found you.
Like toting like a boombox, like playing My Heart Will Go On or something.
Yeah.
Don't forget about me.
It would be so amazing to grow up.
It's funny because, like, if you got plopped, like, in Hogwarts, you'd almost already know your way around. Like, you know what's there. You're, like, a small section of kind of what's there. But
just watch out for the moving staircases.
Yeah.
Yes, and the Whomping Willow.
I went with Neverland from Peter Pan just because I've kind of always dreamt about being a Lost Boy. Like, that just sounds awesome. I mean, obviously the pirates and stuff aren't super awesome, but
They have fun with it.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Neverland. Well, I was like one of those kids who was like scared of growing up because I didn't want to leave Peter Pan behind.
Yeah. Okay, so would you visit the Neverland in Hook or in actual Peter Pan?
Hook, I think.
Yeah.
Hook is what I visualize, probably just because that was live action. But yeah, Hook.
Definitely Hook, I agree.
Yeah.
120%.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all so special.
Yeah.
I like
Classic.
those books too. Yeah. Anyway, so
Right. So
other people have places they want to go?
we have the Shire, which I think is a very lovely place to go.
The Shire would be nice. Maybe not some other parts of Middle Earth, but the
The
Shire
Shire's
seems
good.
lovely.
Yeah, like, you know, have a nice meal, sit down, you know, just enjoy life.
Yeah.
Set off some fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Narnia, the Little Prince's planet, to see his rose.
Aww.
Oh,
I know. That's a good
whoever
one.
did that, how dare you?
Yeah.
I only read that book like 2 years ago, and it
Yeah.
broke me.
Yeah, that's really
I will
special.
never read that book again.
No, probably not.
Someone's, like a few people said Ketterdam. Do you actually want to go to Ketterdam, though? Like, I know we all love Six of Crows, but it's not the nicest city.
I would probably die or get pickpocketed and then die.
Oh, yeah,
Like the first 5 minutes.
for sure.
Yeah, like, I like the idea of Ketterdam. I'd like to watch a documentary about Ketterdam.
Yeah.
I would like to fly over Ketterdam in like one of those tour helicopters and
Yeah,
then
yes.
just bounce.
That sounds, yeah. I do not have them survival skills.
And I would not be cool enough to be in the Crows Club. Like,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no.
Unfortunately.
There's so many comments there just fluttering. Westeros. Come on, you guys.
I would not go to Westeros, nope.
No.
Or Easteros, none of it. Like just
I think
The
some
only
of the
place I would
viewers
go-
watching have a death wish.
Or maybe they're badass warriors.
True.
True.
Maybe they can handle it.
I mean, the only place that I would go is like the vicinity where Jon Snow is, because then I probably will not die. Probably.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Valeris, that's from A Court of Mist and Fury, right? Am I thinking of the right city?
I don't remember.
I think it's
sorry.
where Rhysand's from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is that the way that she describes that city is pretty magical too. It has like a rainbow river and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Proud
So,
of that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like so many fictional worlds are built to be terrible because
Yeah.
that like helps drive the plot along.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying to think of one that's not terrible. Oh, Ingery from House of Castles, not terrible. I would go there.
That's true.
It's a relatively good place to go.
Yeah.
Relatively good is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
You could survive quite easily there.
Yeah,
All right, guys. So we've got like 20 minutes left. So we're gonna start reading questions from the comments. So if you guys have questions for Ashley, just leave a comment and we'll try and get through a whole bunch. As long as they're not spoiling anything for Heart of Iron.
Yeah. So,
No one spoil nothing.
No.
So do you want to read out the questions or?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we've got Magic Bookdom asked, when will the sequel be out? And also, is it going to be a trilogy?
It will not be a trilogy. It's only a duology.
Interesting.
Duologies.
Me too.
Yeah, I decided a duology would be a lot better for this story. It comes out next summer. Well, it's slated to come out next summer. It's called Soul of Stars. And so people who have read Heart of Iron will probably guess who it's about.
Right.
Oh,
And like no one is safe. I've killed so many people.
no. Ashley.
like dead, not like dead coming back dead, but like.
You know what? Even though I'm sad for people to die, thank you for doing that, because so many like YA books don't go there. Like people always come back from the dead.
When there's like battles are happening,
Yeah.
it's like people die.
People would die.
People are dying, or at least they get like really badly injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't shy about it in the first book either.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone's like, if there is going to be a happy ending, everyone's going to earn it. They have to earn it. So
I like that.
That's good.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I do too. I respect when authors do that. So
Yeah. Char Owls asked, did you find it different to write fantasy from contemporary, such as Geekerella?
that's a good question. Of course, it's a good question though. Actually, I wrote Heart of Iron before I wrote Geekerella. So I was on submission for Heart of Iron while I got the contract for Geekerella and wrote it. So,
Cool.
yeah. So, and I've like dabbled in both. I've written other contemporaries before, and it was just like Geekerella was kind of like, I always say, if Geekerella is my heart, Heart of Iron is my soul, and they're just like, they're two sides of the same coin to me. So.
Right. That's awesome. Undeniably Romantic asked, did you have any input on the final cover?
I had no input at all on any of my covers. I got to say, hey, I like this, or hey, I don't like this. But aside from that, authors really don't get much say.
Yeah.
Were you excited when you
I'm
found
also a cover designer, so I was like, ah.
Were you excited when you heard we were going to get stained pages for your book?
Holy crap! So Kelsey, my editor, actually told me like in person, and I was like, ah! Like the sound I made with glass shattering.
It's such a cool color. Like we were so excited when they agreed, because that was Karina's idea.
It's so good. I love it so much. Like I haven't like turned out like that just because I love the stained pages so much.
Yeah,
and
I was
purple,
like,
which is
I
my
didn't think
favorite
that they were gonna say yes, and then not only did they say yes, they like let me choose the exact shade I wanted. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do like a really sexy purple then.
Well, thank you, because it's super sexy, and I can't even, like, purple's my favorite color, and now I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we love it too.
Yeah.
And thank you all so much for doing that. It means you have no idea. It means the world to me. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for signing all those tip-in sheets. That means the world.
You know, all I did was like pop in the Adventure Zone, and I listened to Merle and Magnus and Taco just go on their
kind of get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kay Haggerty asks, what is your go-to drink for when you are either reading or writing?
When I'm reading, I like to drink like a nice tea because it's nice and calming. But when I'm writing, I am usually always on deadline and super stressed out. So I just feed my anxiety with coffee.
Yeah, we do that too.
Definitely. Let's see. Oh, here's a kind of a fun one. Brandy Jane's Bookshelf asks, can you say anything about the Geekerella sequel?
I can. It is a companion novel. It's not a sequel. It's called The Princess and the Fangirl.
Nice.
I can't say anything else besides that. Besides, it'll come out in early 2019. And Quirk right now is running a contest. Well, not really a contest, but it's like they're gathering up fan art and fanfic and cosplays. So go and submit everything you have to them, and you'll and you'll be signed up to receive the first 50 pages of The Princess and the Fangirl, like exclusively.
That's
so
awesome.
we want to see. We want to see like all the fan art, all the fanfic. We just want
to
celebrate fandom and your cosplays, everything.
That's really cool idea.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen contests quite like that one before.
No.
Yeah, we are really excited. The Princess and the Fangirl is really close to my heart. So yeah,
that's exciting.
That's really
so
cool.
Go do that, people.
Do it.
Reading with Lori asks, are you planning to stick to writing retellings or no?
That's a good question. Maybe I really like retellings, but my 2020 book with Balzer and Bray is a YA fantasy,
Mm.
and it's not quite a retelling. But I hope it'll be really fun. It's basically Uprooted meets a Miyazaki Ghibli film.
Ooh,
So,
well, that
like,
sounds...
meets Princess Mononoke. So
Does that have a title yet, or are we not, or is it just in the works?
it does not have a title yet, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. But you'll be hearing more about it after Solar Stars. So
Cool. Perfect. That's very exciting.
Emmy Rose reads, biggest piece of advice for a young aspiring author, maybe some advice that's not often heard.
Pressure.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
Lots of pressure. I always say write your weird. Write the things that you want to read. I never thought anyone would want to read a book about a robot romance, and here we are.
Yep.
And like when I was writing it, I was like, is anyone like, is this something I don't know, but like you don't know what you can accomplish until you try, and if you're not enjoying what you're writing, then don't write it.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy it first and foremost, and it doesn't matter how weird or how out there it is or how outlandish. Like just go forth and be you, and you'll find out that other people are just as weird as you are.
Yeah,
It's true.
It is. I mean, I guess people put so much pressure on themselves, and it's like just write
Just
what makes you
write.
happy.
Yeah, right, for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it kind of like that sounds like a canned response, but like it's really like I wish I could have told myself that like 10 years ago. I wish I could have like shook my teen self and been like, write what you want to read, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. It's something that definitely like everybody kind of has to learn on their own, I guess. Kind of as they go through life, you kind of learn that what makes you weird is what makes you awesome. And
Yes.
yeah.
Like she's like, let your freak flag fly.
Yeah. There's so many questions. Literary Book Slayer asks, if you could write a book with any other author, who would you pick and why?
Ooh,
That's a good one. I usually don't like writing with other people because I write at such weird hours in the night, and I've tried writing with other people, and like the story just like lost its wheels and just like, you know, fell down on the racetrack. But if I could write well, probably Lee Bardugo, let's be honest. I mean, she goes stabby stab, and I want to go stabby stab, so we could go stabby stab together.
Perfect.
I'm going to plug my phone in real quick because it's like saying it's like out of batteries almost.
Oh, sure.
No worries.
So I am still here, but I'm digging for a charger.
No worries.
We have someone asking, Darling Reader asked, what has been the biggest change in your life since you've been published?
Biggest change in my life? Probably, that's a good question. They're all good questions. Why do I keep saying that? Because it's still
It's like saying
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like saying I guess the biggest change is that it's no longer my stories anymore. It's because I always go by like once a story is out, I live by the death of the author. So when a story is out, it's no longer my book, it's no longer my world. It's like the fans, it's the readers.
Yeah.
And they make the canon after that. I can only like have what's on the page, and then after that, you know what? It's yours, and I love seeing that. And that's also why I don't really participate much in it, much like the fandom surrounding it, because like I want it to be yours because it is yours. And it was mine, and it's my gift to you.
Aw.
Well, kind of letting your stories free.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, go forth and just be stories and have fun, and I'll go and write something else.
Exactly.
And cry in the middle of the night because I can't go back to them. But I will say that I do infiltrate like secretly, and I have posted my own fan fiction of my own books before.
That's
oh
fun.
my goodness.
Oh, now people are going to have to try to guess which one it is.
Yeah.
Also, I'm never telling.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's part of the fun.
We'll never know if it's real or if it's canon or if it's make believe.
Really funny.
Yeah.
TMS Writer 6 asks, if Heart of Iron was made into a movie, who would be your first choice for the role of Anna?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would probably say, oh, what's her name? She plays in the bold type. She's a little old now, but oh, what is her name? I can't use my phone because there's my phone. It's the bisexual girl in the bold type. Her. I can't think of her name whatsoever.
If somebody knows her name, leave it in the comments.
Someone knows her name, I know, but I would her like 110%.
Go look that up now.
She's Anna.
Melanie Rose Bookstagram asks, how long did it take you to write your first book?
My first book ever, or my first book that was published.
She didn't specify.
Either.
So I wrote Geekarella in 3 months.
Wow.
Heart of Iron took 6 years. My first book that I ever wrote was in high school. I was 14 and it was terrible. It was like 500,000 words and it took like a year. And I'm like, I'm never doing that again. It was so bad.
Have you ever reread it?
1 second. I keep it very close to me, to be honest, because it's right here.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this is like the first of like 5 binders. So
That's amazing.
And you can see how big of a Halloween Castle fan I was because it's still
I love it.
That's dedication for a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
It was something.
Was it fantasy?
It was like Inkheart. It was about 2 friends, Tom and Tabitha, and they accidentally unleashed like this like fantasy book on the real world, and Tabitha falls in love with like a book character named Jest, and like Tom's like, I'm going to be a hero, and things.
Sounds like a pretty good story, actually.
Yeah, there might be some stuff worth saving in that. No,
she's just like, no. That's fair. 14's a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's a negatory, Bob.
Farrah12K asks, what's your top read of 2018 so far?
I would have to say I read it for a blurb, so it's not coming out until November, but Girls of Paper and Fire.
I loved that one.
Holy crap. Like, I like went into Natasha's DMs and I was like, look, listen, this was super good. We have to meet.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite that I've read this year so far.
I haven't read it yet, but we'll get there.
We talk about it a lot in the office just because it was like so different.
Really it was.
Yeah.
And like I love the world building and it deals with a really tough topic and I think she does it really, really, really well.
Yeah.
Agreed. It was so good.
Yeah.
I also really like Ship It by Britta London. It's coming out May 1st.
Is it a contemporary?
It is a contemporary. Yeah. I loved it. It was like if you love Geekarella, you're going to flip for Ship It.
It's
fun. It sounds just the title sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good summer read.
Yes. It's really good.
All right, so we probably only have time for a few more.
Time flies.
It does. And I still have not found a charger cord, so it'll be fine.
We'll make it. We have less than 10 minutes, so.
Undeniably Romantic also asked, what was your favorite item in the Heart of Iron OwlCrate box besides the book?
That's a good question. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. You know, I have to say the garden is really nice.
Yeah.
It goes to my complexion very well.
And it's your purple.
Yeah.
I know. And like I don't know, like I'm pretty sure y'all did not do this on purpose, but like the backdrop is like the Geekarella sky. So like it's
when you mentioned that, I that wasn't on purpose, but that was pretty magical, I would say.
Yeah,
but
I
it
was like,
matches
oh my gosh.
exactly.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love it, and it's so soft, and I just want to rub my face in it like all day long.
It's a really nice scarf. I
I'm
like
glad
that.
you like it.
Thank you.
Oh, possibly Devin asked, what inspired EOS's name?
EOS is the name of a goddess in Greek mythology. And I can't say any more because it's going to be a spoiler.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would never have known that.
And did you pronounce D09 Die? Is that how you pronounce his?
Die or
D.
D. Everyone says D, and I'm like, man, you can make a lot of jokes with that.
That's true.
I just
so
saw
many
D
jokes
because of D09.
Yeah.
Barely in
I
there.
know. Like, okay, funny story. My copy editor actually, like, flagged that. She was like, you need to discuss this because everyone's going to think it's D and not Die. And I'm like, nah, it'll be fine.
Oh, well.
Little did I
Well,
know.
you heard it, people.
It's
Die.
Die.
I'm trying to pick some names that we haven't asked from before.
If we missed your questions, we do apologize.
Yeah.
While you're looking for questions, can I like go run into another room and get the charger? Because I'm just afraid it's going to.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
The Instagram is probably going to kick us off
In a few minutes.
fairly
here.
soon.
So,
Maybe in like 5 minutes. Just giving you guys a heads up.
and of course, this will be up for the next 24 hours. So.
Yeah.
So how many minutes do we have left? We have about 5 minutes left.
Perfect.
So should we start maybe wrapping things up here so we can say goodbye in a nice way?
Yeah.
Instead of just cutting off, that's how it usually goes.
Wow.
And so if you weren't here at the very beginning, we are doing a giveaway at
that.
the end of the video. So once the video is over, Cora and I will go through and randomly pick a comment. And
we'll DM you if you
And we'll
want.
make
Good
a
luck,
story.
everyone. I hope all of y'all like win. That's
Yes.
weird, but
Okay.
you know.
And Ashley, thank you so much for joining us. This is our first time ever doing this with
That was
one,
awesome.
and it was really good. This was fun.
It was so much fun. I enjoyed the heck out of this.
Yay.
So.
And yeah, thank you for being just so nice and interactive with our community because I know everybody's been super enthusiastic about Heart of Iron. So
Yeah, I'm so happy that people are enjoying it, and thank you. It's been fantastic. I've enjoyed every moment of it.
So have we.
It's been good.
It's been really
fun.
good.
Really good.
And we can't wait for the sequel. So that'll be awesome.
I gotta finish editing it first.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
We'll try to do that robot for you.
Huh? Oh, please. Just like have them like write and then just like kill everyone at the end because
Perfect. Okay.
like program Rogue One into
Oh gosh.
no.
Now I'm scared to read this sequel.
Scared in a good way. Yeah. All right, so I guess let's say goodbye.
Say farewell.
Thank you so much again, and thanks everybody who came and watched. We'll be back next month, and I'm not going to announce just who yet, just in case, but we'll be back again to do this next month. So
I'm super gonna be watching because I am so excited.
Yay.
awesome! Yay! Okay, bye
Okay,
guys.
thanks, Ashley. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.